How's it going, YouTube? We are back with a June update on the MLB playoff race right now. I'm going to start with the American League here. We have Aaron Judge at a plus 2350. A pretty nice value considering he's hitting 295 with 14 home runs, 32 RBIs, and a 938 OPS. I'm not too sure if Judge has missed time this year. I know he misses time pretty consistently on a regular basis, like clockwork over every year. But he's really started to heat up. He started really slow this season, and now he's got the average up to 295. His power's here. I would like to see a little bit more RBI numbers from him, but that'll come as the season goes on. I know the Yankees are struggling right now. I expect them to bounce back. I don't think it's going to be anything too serious. I don't think it's any concern that they're playing this way right now. It's the middle of June. Not even the middle. It's early June. The summer balls start flying all over the place a little bit better, and Yankee Stadium's a small stadium. So I think that we'll see them resurge for sure. And if Judge can help them get to that place, I think he has a pretty decent shot at contending for MVP. The 2350, as I said, is a pretty nice value for 295 and 14 bombs. Byron Buxton, plus 2,000. I think that his chances are pretty slim to win it, considering how much time he's missed. The 370 with 9 home runs, 17 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and 1180 OPS is really, really sweet. And would be like a sure thing for MVP had he been healthy this entire time, but he's missed a great deal of time, and that's really important when you're contending for a major award because you need to have the at-bats and stuff, and obviously he still has the at-bats to qualify here, but by the time he does come back and by the time awards need to be, the races are going to start tightening up and stuff, I don't think that his amount of playing time is going to keep him in the running for MVP. And I hope that makes sense, but I don't think he's going to have enough time played in order to win this award. Xander Bogaerts, plus 1,900. I think that he's playing pretty well. The Red Sox are obviously a good team this year. He's hitting 321 with 10 bombs, 36 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 913 OPS. Consistent. Xander Bogaerts is a consistent hitter. He's been like this. We've seen him hit. We've had problems with his defense before, but right now he's hitting really, really well. The 321, beautiful. Obviously Fenway is a hitter's park, the short porch in left and the short porch in right. But it's not power numbers that are carrying him to this point. He's hitting for average the 321, like I said. RBIs is not in a bad spot, but I believe he's like a number 2 hitter over there, so you're not going to get too many RBIs in that 2 spot. Unless that bottom of the lineup is really producing. Excuse me. He's truly playing one of the best players in the American League right now. He's playing phenomenal. The Red Sox are phenomenal as is right now. But I think that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is kind of taking that, best player in that division right now. 333, 18 bombs, 47 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a 1098 OPS. That's the MVP in my opinion. I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the MVP right now. Average is good, top of the league in home runs, RBIs are up there. The OPS is sensational. I think he's playing the best ball that we've seen this year so far. He's been great, consistently great. He's not streaky. If he continues to go on this warpath, I don't think that there's any way you can give it to Shohei. No disrespect to Shohei right now. I'm not trying to disrespect Shohei, but the 228 is nice. The fact that he's not the favorite right now is amazing to me. Like I said, no disrespect to Shohei. He's playing phenomenal and he's changing the game. But Vladdy right now is on a different level in my opinion. Speaking of Shohei, the plus 125 favorite for the MVP in the American League, 255, which is low in my opinion for an MVP. 16 home runs, which is very nice. RBIs of 42, which is also very nice. 9 stolen bases. So he has that 5-tool game. He's swiping bags, power, contact, fielding, and pitching. So he has a different 5 tools than everyone else. 924 OPS, which is good, really good. As a pitcher, he's 2-1 with a 2.76 ERA, 42 and 1/3 innings, 60 strikeouts, and a 1.16 WHIP. The only argument I have with Shohei, obviously he's having a good season on both sides of the ball, but it's not like amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing what he's doing, like how he's able to do both, but on one side, it's not amazing if you're a regular hitter, you know what I mean? On the other side, it's not, amazing if you're a regular pitcher. You go to the National League and you look at this guy right here, Jacob deGrom, with a .62. that makes the 276 look, you know, like they're not even in the same league. But that's a great ERA. Sub 3 ERA, you're an excellent pitcher. You're great. But I just don't think that's low enough in order to get him an MVP. I think that the average is not high enough in order to get him an MVP. Those are the two things I really look at. I look at average a lot to go along with your power numbers as well. The OPS talks a lot as well, and his OPS is good, but I just don't see either one excelling enough to the point where he can win the MVP right now. Will that change? I don't know. He's been sliding a little bit in the box. If he bounces back and gets it back up to 270, now you can start to make the argument that he should be the MVP. But right now, I think Vladdy has it over there. I'm just really, really excited to see how good Vladdy's been playing, and it's really, really nice to see. We've got a good race going over here in the American League as well, so that should be entertaining coming down the stretch. Let's move on to the National League. We got Nick Castellanos, I believe, is the batting leader right now in the National League, as well as in the MLB for average. Plus 1250, 359 batting average with 12 home runs, 31 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a 1042 OPS. This guy rakes. Dude, he just hits everything. It's insane. 359 is ridiculous. Obviously, I don't think he can keep up with 359. If he hits 340, that'd be you'll put yourself in a pretty good company there and give yourself a pretty good shot to win MVP. The power's there. RBIs, I'd like to see a little higher for that amount of home runs, but his team is not amazing. It's pretty much the Reds are Winker and Castellanos, and that's it. Eugenio Suarez is not playing as good as he used to, and there's a lot of question marks there as well. So they have their bright spots. They have their their lows. They have their highs and their lows. Castellanos is definitely a bright spot, and that 359 average, I mean, if you're looking for an MVP, that's kind of hard to miss right there, and that's a great value at 1250 if you can manage to keep that up. Chris Bryant, 1250 as well, same as Castellanos, 308, 13 home runs, more RBIs than Castellanos, more stolen bases, and a lower OPS. So those two are pretty comparable. I think that obviously Castellanos plays in a better, more hitter-friendly park than Chris Bryant, so the average is higher. But the power numbers, I mean, in terms of RBIs and home runs, you got Chris Bryant taking over there. Stolen bases, neither one of these guys is going to steal a lot of bases, but Chris Bryant has the edge, and then you get the OPS to Castellanos. So right there, I'd probably take Castellanos. I know he plays in a smaller park, so it's a little different effect, but they're pretty even in my opinion. I think that Castellanos has the edge over those two, just in my opinion. But Jacob deGrom, man, this guy he needs to stop. Just stop. 5-2. How does it even have 2 losses? How? In any other team, dude, you have a .62 ERA. You're like 8-0 right now. That's ridiculous. Like, Mets fans, you guys are playing good ball right now, but we gotta shape that up a little bit, because 5-2, when you have a sub 1 ERA, sub .75 ERA, and you have 2 losses, like, yeesh. But obviously that team is, trying to turn it around. Lindor's starting to get warm. The fact that deGrom had a better offensive WAR than Lindor up until like a couple weeks ago, I think, is just ridiculous to me. I don't, you're paying him all kinds of money like that, and he's less WAR than a pitcher. Oh man, but nothing can be said about deGrom and how good he is. 58 innings with that .62, the 93 strikeouts, .57 whip, so he's not walking guys either. He's just insane. The fact that he can have 102 mile an hour fastball to go with his 94 mile an hour slider and the crazy nasty curveball that he has, it's unfair, dude. Like, it's so unfair. This guy's so good. If he has the innings to play or to win MVP, I think he should be definitely in the conversation. Especially over the 2 favorites right now. I think I'd probably take deGrom over those two. If he pitches enough, he stays healthy. I know he dealt with an oblique issue, but he's back. He only missed, I think, 1 start. And then he goes and has a rehab start in AAA and blasts 102 by an 18-year-old. Like, that's fair. But it's great. Ronald Acuna Jr. plus 375, 278. His average is sliding to pretty a season low right here. 278, 17 bombs, so he's up there with the leaders. 35 RBIs. You're not going to get that many RBIs in the leadoff role unless you're hitting leadoff bombs, which he has been doing. 11 stolen bases, which is nice, and a 984 OPS. right now I think he's up there because of his name. No offense to Ronald Acuna Jr. The home runs are, they're astronomical. His average is not as good. His RBIs are not as good. But like I said, if you're not in a 3, 4, 5 role, you're not going to get that many RBIs. So I don't discredit him for that. 11 stolen bases is nice for a leadoff guy as well. If you're if he has a 30-30 season, then he'll put a pretty good case for himself to win MVP. But that average needs to creep up a little bit higher. I think 278 is nice, but we need to see more power numbers if he's going to be considered for MVP. If he can maintain that 270 average and then hit 35, 40 bombs, then we can give him the nod there and say that he should be considered for sure. But right now, I think that we need to have a wait and see attitude with Acuna. He's great. He's phenomenal. But I think Tatis right now would probably be a better option over Acuna. 283, which is nice. I've given Tatis a lot of flack because of how many times he strikes out. He strikes out a lot, and he's still striking out a lot. But he has the average to back it up now. 283, 17 bombs. His power's up there. 39 RBIs, which is pretty nice. 13 stolen bases, which is great. And then the 1026 OPS. So, he's making a case for himself for sure. Like 100%, he's making a case for himself. He's missed some time with injuries with the shoulder. Obviously, he had COVID for a while. He had an oblique thing going on, but he's back. So he's missed some time. But his numbers are good. He's considered. I think he's a little hyped up because of his name, because of what he does on the bases and stuff like that. No disrespect to him, as always. He's a great player. Should he be MVP right now? Probably not. I think, obviously, what Castellanos is doing in Cincy and what DeGrom is doing in New York, those two should be really the focal points right now, in my opinion. But, those two are probably... I think DeGrom's my MVP right now in the National League and Vladdy in the American League. And that's going to do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe. Comment your guys' MVP, and I will see you guys next time.